Coming up, second movie, literally in a row here on my channel, with a severed human eggplant in it. Because it is Pride Month, and being a queer lady in the horror sphere, of course I was going to add in a sprinkling of queer horror throughout the month. So we are starting with Bloody Axe Wound, which, if you didn't know, has a love interest between two ladies who happen to like ladies. But if you don't know anything about Bloody Axe Wound from 2024/25, let me quickly fill you in. Bloody Axe Wound from 2024/25 is a slasher horror comedy. Abby Bladecut's family business, a video store, has thrived by disposing of teenagers to mimic horror movies. As the first female slasher, she battles gender biases while realizing the harsh realities behind the mass murders. If you're new here, I'm Hannah and I am the head of the Horde, and if you're not new, welcome back. I talk about horror movies here on my channel on Mondays and Fridays, but as always when it comes to watching movies that I have never seen before, I am now going to go and watch Bloody Axe Wound off camera. So that way, if you too want to watch the movie where a lady steps up to be a slasher villain, nothing will be spoiled for you. Because nobody wants to watch a movie that you've just watched somebody else watch from start to finish, and I keep it spoiler free here on my channel, because nobody, and I mean nobody, likes spoilers.
Old business is old business, and new business is new business.
Second movie, literally in a row here on my channel, with a severed human eggplant in it. Like, it is going on the Hordes of Horror bingo card. And if you're wondering if that is going to be a real thing, stick around for October, because I might have something in the works. But this one happens to be a char-grilled human eggplant, and I still don't want it.
Eat it!
The plot for this movie is a little bit confusing, so bear with me as I'm going to try and explain this in a way that is better than the synopsis does, because the synopsis for this movie doesn't actually tell you anything. Now, you follow Abby Bladecut, who is the daughter of a serial killer, which is her dad. Her dad runs a family video shop where all of the movies that he films are... they star the actual murders. Like, he murders people and claims that they're like movies, and no one in this town is suspicious of any of this. Now, it comes to the point where Dad realizes he is too old to make these snuff movies anymore, and Abby decides that she is going to take on this role. She enrolls herself at the local high school, which is where her dad, like, picks his victims. He uses the yearbooks and is just like, that person will do, and that person will do. So she enrolls at the high school, and this is where she meets a bunch of teenagers who she starts to become friends with, along with Sam, who is the love interest in this. I do not like Sam, and I will get on to her in a little bit. But Abby finds herself conflicted because she starts having feelings towards Sam. This feeling is mutual, and she realizes that maybe she doesn't actually want to continue on with the family business, which does not go down well with Dad.
Choices.
I will go on record right now and say that I cannot stand any of the characters in this movie besides Izzy and Glenn, and they are the only two that I wanted to survive because they're the only ones that weren't annoying as all hell. Like, everybody in this movie is horrible. Abby's tolerable because she's kind of in this, like, can't win regardless of what decision she picks. I do not understand how anybody can like her dad. Sam, who is the love interest, she's going to get a whole section all to herself in a little bit, because, dear God, I do not understand why this is the love interest, because Abby deserves better than horrible, horrible Sam. And there's so many questions that I have about this movie that are just left completely unanswered. Like, why are the police not suspicious that so many teenagers are consistently being killed off? There's a joke at one point that says that the entire football team was killed off, along with like 20 other students, and that was just in that 1 year. Like, how are they not suspicious as well that the teenagers who are being murdered are appearing in these movies and are dying in the way that responds to the autopsy reports? Like, there's just so many plot holes. Like, the plot holes in this aren't even little plot holes. They are like sinkholes. We're talking like, does anybody remember the sinkhole that opened back in Florida in 2013? Where a man who was asleep literally got sucked into the floor with his entire bedroom? They're like massive, massive plot holes. And the biggest plot hole that I have an issue with is it is never revealed who is behind the camera and is filming all of the Blade Cut movie. Like, that is never even touched upon. Like, you're not even supposed to question this. Like, who is the third person that is supposed to be there?
It's a robot ghost!
The humour in this, you will either love it or hate it, because it is goofy. And when I mean goofy, I mean it is ridiculous levels of goofy, to the point where I even found myself eye-rolling at some of the dumb shit that this movie pulls. And I can't describe it in any other way. It has this, like, attitude where it will pull a joke, and then immediately there'll be, like, an echo being like, see, wasn't it funny? It's funny, let's do it again. Like, we're going to prove to you that you should think it's funny. And if you don't laugh the first time, you're not going to laugh the second time. And I wish that some horror comedies, or comedies in general, would just get this message. Like, I don't need you to repeat a joke that wasn't funny the first time to try and make me laugh the second, because I'm just going to find it annoying. There's a prime example that I can give in this, and that is every time there is a sort of kill that involves, like, a gag going on here. Like, somebody will get hit with a machete, there'll be a, like, spurt of blood, it will cut to the characters reacting, being like, ooh, this is bit, you know, like all of these reactions, and then it will immediately repeat the gag, but in the zoomed in version, so you, like, see, it's funny when we do it again. No, it's not. It's really not. It's very, like, teenage lad humour is the only way I can describe it. Now, I mentioned that there is a ladies that like ladies romance in this. And dear God, do I hate Sam. Sam is Abby's potential love interest, and there is a very fine line between confidence and arrogance. And Sam has not just crossed the line into arrogance, like, she's dancing over the line and being, like, over the top, in your face levels of arrogant. There is nothing about Sam that says, like, Abby should like this girl. Like, they've got conflict when they first meet. It's not even like you know, an enemies to lovers kind of trope either. It's just Sam is this really obnoxious, annoying girl that I have no idea why Sam would like her. Like, is it because there's a parallel between her personality and her dad? Because they're both equally annoying and equally as arrogant.
Different, but same.
She's just really unlikable, and there's no way I can describe it other than at no point was I ever rooting for this romance. The second her dad was like, this girl needs to die, I was like, thank you, Dad, because I also would like every single other person in this movie to die except Izzy and Glenn. Izzy, she deserves a much better fate than she gets in this. Izzy just likes dancing. Like, she's done absolutely nothing to annoy anybody. She's got no lines of dialogue, I don't think. She spends the entire movie with her headphones on, like, Abby doesn't deserve to die. And Glenn keeps turning up in different disguises because he thinks that all of this is fake and he wants to be in the movies. Like, bless his little heart. Being a slasher movie, it is obviously going to be gory and violent. However, all the kills in this do tend to link in with that really goofy sense of humour that I mentioned. Abby's choice of weapon is a machete, and every time you see her wearing the wolf mask, which is her, like, persona, she's always got the machete there. But there is kind of some variety going on with the kills in this, because not every kill is with a machete, and I can appreciate when a slasher movie likes to switch it up a little bit. So I have to give props to that, because the kills are probably the best part in this movie. And there is one girl in particular whose name I have actually forgotten, who, besides Sam, Patty, that's the girl. Patty needed to die from the second she got introduced, because, no.
I said what I said!
In the end, I am actually going to give Bloody Axe Wound from 2024/25 a 2 out of 5 stars. And I do fear that I am being generous, and I fear that this may eventually get knocked down to a 1.5 out of 5 stars. It is not great. Its plot is all over the place. It has got massive sinkhole-sized potholes in it. Like, they just never answer dumb stuff that should really be explained. The love interest is horrible. all the teenagers in it deserve to be killed off. Like, you should be rooting for some people in this movie to stay alive. And I really wasn't. There are much better teenage, like, gory horror romance movies out there that do a much better job with the gore and violence. They do a much better job with the love interest by not making them arrogant as all hell. And a prime example I can give is Spontaneous from 2020. If you want a gory, really gory horror romance that is a 15, like, teen rated, watch that instead, which it literally has teenagers exploding in it. But my opinion isn't the only one that matters, which begs the question, should you personally watch Bloody Axe Wound from 2024/25? If you like your horror flavoured with goofy, dumb humour, slasher villains, wolf masks, machetes, arrogant teenage girls, or anything that is listed here, then you might like Bloody Axe Wound from 2024/25. So there you have it, my initial thoughts and my review for my first time watching Bloody Axe Wound from 2024/25. If you've also seen this movie, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on it down in the comments section down below. And if you are interested in watching this one, I will leave a link, like I always do, to justwatch.com in the description bar so you can find out where it is streaming in your country. If you would like to know where else you can find me, I'm also over on Instagram and Letterboxd at Hordes of Horror, where I post every single horror movie that I watch, not just the ones that I talk about here on YouTube. But speaking of YouTube, I'll be back on Monday with another solo movie review, and it has been a minute since I watched something really dumb from the 80s. I love an 80s dumb horror, and I accidentally stumbled across one recently that piqued my attention, because when I tell you we're gonna go fishing, and it's gonna end up with mass murder by a giant fish hook, I'm not actually kidding. We're watching Blood Hook from 1986 because this looks wild. So until next time, bye. A special thank you to my regenerators here within the Horde for their support over on Patreon.